Hi, this is Brian Denau. This is my video project for SPC 2300. So to set up the scenes that you're about to see, there are two co-workers, Maya and Chris, who are at a small marketing firm. Maya prefers to plan projects carefully and start early to avoid last-minute stress. Chris, however, tends to work best under pressure and often waits until close to deadlines to complete tasks. They are currently working together on an important presentation for a major client. Maya is frustrated by Chris's procrastination, while Chris feels pressured and micromanaged by Maya's constant check-ins. Both want the project to succeed, but they disagree on how to get there. Here are 5 ways on how they can handle their conflict. In this first example of avoidance, Maya stops checking in on Chris altogether to avoid feeling like she's nagging. Chris continues working at their usual pace, unaware of Maya's growing anxiety. As the deadline approaches, tension builds, but neither addresses the issue directly. In the second example, Chris ignores Maya's messages about progress updates and hopes the issue will go away once the project is finished. Maya notices but decides not to confront Chris, even though she's stressed.
Another text from Maya. Ignored. Once again, ignored.
In this final example of avoidance, both of them avoid working together in person. Maya starts working remotely more often, while Chris stays in the office, minimizing interaction but not solving the problem.
So I have to go in person to work, but Maya could just work from home. That is so not fair.
Avoidance occurs when people choose not to confront an issue directly. It can be physically steering clear of a situation or conversationally by changing the topic or denying the problem even exists. In these next 2 examples of accommodation, Maya gives in and allows Chris to work on their own timeline, even though it makes her uncomfortable. She takes on extra work to compensate. Because she takes over parts of Chris's work to ensure everything is done early, she sacrifices her own time and energy to avoid conflict.
Finally, Maya's learning to do work at my own pace. No more rushing to fit her timeline.
I'm so stressed out. I have all this work and she's going... I just have to do it. I can't.
In this last example of accommodation, Chris agrees to follow Maya's detailed timeline, even though it feels restrictive, just to keep the peace.
I sketched out this timeline for you. If you could just keep to it, that would be great.
I mean, okay, it's a little bit fast for me, but I will do it so we don't have any issues.
Accommodation is when one person sets aside their own concerns to satisfy the needs of others. This is not always fair for both people in the situation. These next 2 examples are on compromise. They agree that Chris can work freely on creative sections, but must meet strict deadlines for data and research portions. Maya reduces the number of check-ins, while Chris agrees to send a quick daily progress update.
Text Maya, finish the first page of the marketing section today. Let me know. I'll send it over to you. Let me know how you think.
They both agree on a partial plan. Chris commits to completing certain key parts earlier than usual, while Maya agrees to ease up on constant check-ins. Both adjust their expectations, meeting somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so I was thinking I made this binder and we can just both add to it, add some of our own ideas and add like some time frames that we think we can have it done. If you want to just like add some work into this first folder by the end of the week, and then we'll figure it out from there.
I really like that idea. Thank you for letting me have some say in the timeline. That's very, very appreciative of my work style.
A compromise gives both people at least some of what they want. Although both sacrifice parts of their goals, they both end up happy in the end. In this first example of competition, Maya insists that the project must follow her schedule and pushes for strict deadlines on each part. Chris resists, arguing that creativity can't be rushed, and refuses to adjust. Both become focused on proving their approach is right rather than working together.
You can hurry up on this assignment. Like, it's not something that we can just dwell on. Like, it needs to be rushed.
Ryan, listen, creativity can't be rushed. That's not fair. My work is going to be terrible. I need to take my time and focus.
This next example shows how hostility can lead to bad decisions. Chris submits part of the project last minute without consulting Maya, trying to prove that their method works better.
I'm just done with her nagging. I'm just going to submit it, okay? It looks good to me, and that's that, okay? Submit.
Did you just...
Yeah.
This last example of competition shows Maya going to her supervisor to enforce her structured plan, attempting to override Chris's approach entirely.
This is enough. Hey, Mr. Anderson, I just don't think that this is working out. She kind of sucks. This is not working for me. She doesn't work fast enough. I need to get things done on time. I'm putting all my effort in, and it's just not working out. It really is just not working.
Competition is another example of a winning and losing approach to conflict that involves high concern for self and low concern for others. It is more of a my way resolution and ends up with more people getting hurt. This next clip demonstrates collaboration. Maya and Chris openly discuss their work styles and concerns. They create a shared timeline that includes each other's checkpoints, but still allows Chris some flexibility. Maya feels reassured by the progress updates, and Chris feels trusted to complete the work in a way that suits them. Together, they produce a strong presentation while improving their working relationship.
I have an idea. Why don't I work on putting all the pieces together, and I'll make sure that we're up to date on everything.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just create the cover, do some of the designing.
I would love to do
And
that.
you can do that at your own time.
That really plays into my strengths. Thank you.
Now that the two of them have divided the project based on their strengths, Maya handles planning and organization while Chris focuses on creative design, and they respect each other's working styles. They set up a shared document where Chris can update progress in real time, giving Maya a reassurance without constant direct communication. Collaboration in an argument is a cooperative approach where parties view conflict as a shared problem to solve rather than a battle to win. It involves working together to integrate perspectives, maximize gains for everyone, and to find mutually beneficial solutions. This is often the best choice to make when in an argument. After reviewing Chapter 12, we now understand the different conflict styles and how they affect a situation. For example, avoidance can bring peace temporarily, but it typically leads to an unsatisfying relationship. Accommodations depict low concern for themselves and high concerns for others, and often leave one person more upset than the other. Competition can sometimes enhance a relationship, but oftentimes the dark side of competition is that it often breeds aggression. A compromise gives both people at least some of what they want, although both sacrifice parts of their goals. And a collaboration seeks for a win-win solution to a conflict, which is often the best way to go about an argument. To conclude, although some of these styles seem like the more proactive choices, it's more difficult and complicated when it comes to actual arguments and dealing with others. You have to sit and analyze the situation as a whole and figure out which works best for the situation you're in.